All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to clean up a bunch of sockets that I bought from the estate sale. I think all of these are chromed. No, I got a Mac here that's black. I'll probably blue that one. It's a Mac 7/16. It's an impact. But I believe most of these are chrome plated. So I'm going to clean them and make them, they're all American made except for two. This one's 1 5/8, 1 inch drive, or 3/4 inch drive, 3/4 drive. Chinese, at least this company was proud of it and put China on it. But until I find an inch American made, I'll keep this one because I don't have very many 3/4 and 1 inch. I'm trying to build a collection, so our set. And then also this, made in England, it says 1/2 inch MJFNN. Looks like some type of reamer maybe. I haven't taken it apart. I was trying to figure out what it was inside. I don't know what this is. If somebody's got an idea, let me know. I couldn't find anything online, so there's no name brand. MJF1NN. Mary Jane Frank 1 Nora. Made in England. Don't know what. Anyways, I'm gonna clean it up. But the rest of these, I got a few Craftsman in here, but I have a lot of Black Hawk, Protos. Here's another Black Hawk. I may have a whole set of these Black Hawks. I need to clean them all up. There's another Black Hawk. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of these Black Hawks in here, and I may have a whole set. There's another Black Hawk. There's a Matco 1 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch drive. There's quite a few different. There's S&K. There's a Sparta. There's another Sparta. The man's name Hill, Hill. There's quite a few different Westline. There's different ones. Yeah, there's Proto, Matco. I think I said that already. There's another Sparta. There's a Challenger. Few Craftsman, few Macs. Here's another Mac. Oh, wait a minute. I got two. That's Japanese. So I got 3 from different countries. I don't care, Japanese, I'll take that over Chinese any day. More Macs. No more Black Hawks. Anyways, I'm gonna clean these up. I don't know what the heck happened here. Tell you the truth, I don't think that's a socket. That looks like a bushing of some kind. Now that looks like a socket. I gotta open these up and see what's in it. That looks like packed full of something. Anyways, I got over 70 of them here, in all sizes, all makes, all models. Like a couple of Craftsman. Yeah, there's another little Craftsman. What is that? 1/2 inch drive, or 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch drive. I'll clean all these up, make them look good. I'm hoping I can get a full set. Well, I know I can probably get a full set out of this. They may not be all the same brand, but I can get pretty close to a full set. At least I can keep an eye out. If I can almost get a full set of these Black Hawks, I may have some more. I've got some old ones that I've cleaned up in the past. I should be able to make a full set. And I've got really nothing invested in this because I paid $91 for that estate sale, and I cleaned up those impact drive sockets, and 4 or 5 of them were $200, their value. So the rest of this to me is free. It's just my time cleaning them up. some of these, if I can get a good set, a piecemeal set, I will probably put it in my truck. I've got another toolbox I'm making for my truck. I have a toolbox in my trailer, but my truck and trailer are usually tied together. But every once in a while I'll unhitch the trailer and have to take the truck to do a job or to take it to haul something. I like to have a toolbox in the truck. Every one of my vehicles has a toolbox. So anyways, let me get started on these, clean a few of these, wire wheel them, and then see what we get. All right, guys. I soak these in some solvent. It's an industrial solvent. I don't like it. One, I don't like the smell. Two, it's caustic to your hands. And yeah, I know you wear gloves, and I was wearing gloves, but you can't help sometimes getting down inside the glove, and it's nasty. I went back to Old Faithful and just used carburetor cleaner. I even took and washed them in soap, Dawn soap, just because the solvent leaves a film. It's nasty. So cleaning them off with the carburetor cleaner and gets the film off. This stuff, that film is nasty, that solvent. Don't like it. I do have an ultrasonic cleaner. I have yet find any type of cleaner to put in it that works good. So that's my next project. Is when I get time, I'll do some research and look that up. But right now, I haven't found anything. And all I'm doing, fiber wheel's kind of worn now. I'm just taking the Dremel, just clean the inside a little bit, because I'm gonna run these over the polisher real quick. Most of these clean up really well. The insides, all I'm doing, any of them that have heavy buildup or something, I'll, clean them up. Most of them are really good shape. This one is that Chinese made. It's cleaned up pretty good. Look at that S&K cleaned up real well. I mean, you could actually just leave them like this. You don't have to polish them like I am. It doesn't take long. I'll have about 3 hours into this only because I wasted 45 minutes with that stupid solvent and rinsing it and washing it. If I would have just started with the carburetor cleaner, it would have been better. That's a Craftsman. That's an old school Craftsman 15/16 right there. And it's in really good shape. And most of these, that's a Sparta. They cleaned up well, and there's no damage to the inside. The only one that I've really run across, this is not salvageable. That's pretty much trash. The rest of them, I don't even know what brand this is. This is a Matco right here. And it's clean, it's usable. Like I said, this one here, I'll hit it on the wire wheel and then I'll try to polish it. I think this should polish. I don't think this was black or blackened like these. Like these are black. And I may not do anything to these. I might hit it with a wire wheel and then blue it just for the heck of it. But just wanted to show you, all I'm doing is carburetor cleaner and just doing this. You can even see the rust coming out a little bit still. But doesn't take much. All right, let me keep going and then we'll get to the polishing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a few of these that were impacts, sockets that are black or were black, they're kind of worn. I'm gonna go ahead and blue them, but first I cleaned them up real good, then I'm gonna put them on the wire wheel and then clean them again with some carb cleaner and then blue them. But right now, just gonna run them over the wire wheel. Just to show you the difference. And I'll just clean it with carb cleaner and then blue it. And then a little steel wool, and that's it. Anyways, let's finish this, and I just wanted to show, it's not hard to do. That's all I'm going to do to it, nothing fancy. All right, most of these, I'm just going to run over the buffer, or polisher, I mean. Not the best polish job, but I don't care for a great polish. All I care about is they're good and clean. That's it, just a quick. Now, the ones that are damaged, like the finish is damaged, like this one, whoa, I just realized. Three-eighths don't fit, and a half-inch don't fit. So, this was either for military, or they made one that was a 9/16, I believe, anvil, and I don't have that. Well, I'll be darned, I didn't even check that. Okay, well, what I was going to say, the ones that got a finish that's damaged, go back over here. And you can see I just lightly went over that 600 wheel. It's a 600 grit fiber wheel, and just lightly polish it. See the difference? That's it. Nothing, you know, not bringing them back new. And anyways, on top of that, this anvil size, I do not have a ratchet that size. That's old school, or military. I know military had a spec at one time, that way GIs wouldn't take them off base because they had to steal the ratchet for it. Anyways, let me finish up, show you what I got. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do not know where I'm at in this video because I started this a week ago or longer. I cleaned a bunch of these sockets up, and these were impacts sockets in their, I think they were black at one time. So anyways, what I'm gonna do real quick is clean them with carburetor cleaner and get the outsides ready for bluing. And clean my hands real good a couple times now, just to get as much oils off of them as I can. And I understand that they're not going to be perfect, but these are impact sockets. I'm not really worried. Some of these are really good shape. Most of these have been used. Most of these are used. Got Williams, got Proto, got Mac, one Japanese brand. That's Japanese. I don't care. It's good quality product. I'm keeping it. Some of you don't like foreign tools. Well, that's, I haven't figured that out. You guys don't like foreign tools, yet you buy American made, and then the steel come from overseas that made that product. What do you think of that? Those of you that love your Chevrolets, made in Canada and Mexico. How you like that one? Anyways, some of these are kind of unique. Some of these are old, but I'm cleaning them up, getting them ready to blue, and I'll come back and we'll start bluing them. All right, guys, I'm using the Brownell's cold bluing. I like this stuff. I'm trying to think, can't think of his handle he goes by. Oki. Man, I can't think of Oki's name. Anyways, put it in a separate container. Don't contaminate your bottle by double dipping back in it. I have used this bluing here, the Super Blue by Birchwood. The only thing is this, you gotta rinse. I don't have to rinse this. So I can't tell a difference in either one. They're both good products. I'm not even gonna say a disparaging word about this stuff. It works good. It's just you gotta rinse it. On something I can't take apart, like slip joint pliers or an adjustable plier I couldn't take apart, I wouldn't want to use this because I can't get it dry. I can't get into there where it's wet. So this I can do quite well. There'll be a spot maybe that I can't get to, but overall I've had no problems with either one, but I do like this one better, just if anybody asks. Now, just going to take one socket, and this is an old school socket. Central pneumatic CP, look at that. Hex on one end, hex on the other. Check that out. Anyways, let's blue it. Look out black. See how it takes? Man, I hope that comes up on camera. I can't see sometimes what you guys can see. I'm probably going to do 2 coats, just because I want these as dark as I can get, and then I'm going to set them outside in the sun, and after this, wipe them down and use some steel wool on them. Then I'll oil them and let them set in the sun. It's 100 degrees outside right now, so they'll take really well. See, this one's not taking color hardly at all. There it goes. It takes a second for it to go. Sorry, I don't know if I got that on camera or not. This is the Japanese steel. It's more of a polish. There it goes. See how it takes? I probably should have gloves on. Somebody's going to say fingerprints, oil off transfer. I'm not worried that much about it. If your tools you want to worry about it. Me, I'm not that worried. This is a Mac. I'm only going to do about 3 or 4 of these, and then wipe them off, and then steel wool them real quick, and then I'll finish the rest off camera. Just want to show you guys. Somebody will ask a question or want to see something, and I want to make sure everybody kind of gets an idea of what I'm doing here. I'm just rednecking this. Here, let's do another Mac. These little impact sockets right here, they're worth their weight in gold now. Well, for those of us that work for a living and use them, some of you guys probably wouldn't care, but see, I got a spot right there that won't take. See? And that could be I didn't clean it good. It's not my fingerprint. Somebody's going to say fingerprint. It's not. My fingerprint's not that damn small. All right. You leave these on for 60 seconds, and then you wipe them dry. Okay. See the discoloration? See how it's discolored? See how the pattern is just all over? Now, take a little steel wool. Let me move these off to the side here. Man, I gotta get some more steel wool. I keep forgetting to buy it. See how it shined up a little bit? See the line? See the difference? Doesn't take much. See? Look at that. See how they evened out? Now, all I'm gonna do right here on this part, I'm gonna take a little brass brush. Not very much pressure. Hell, you could use a brass brush on the whole thing instead of steel wool. I really can't tell the difference. That's all I'm gonna do, just like that. Now let's look at the difference. Look at that. So if you want to do some cold bluing, I think it's probably the easiest way to give your tools some protection from, you know, the elements. Clean up. I mean, if you find a bunch of old junk tools and you just want to have them look decent, cold bluing's the way to go. Polishing is harder. You can polish. The problem with polishing is it takes time. I polished over 35 sockets, and I didn't do a very great job. I did a half job, and I still got probably 3 hours into that. Nah, maybe 2.5. Either way, it doesn't matter. I had quite a bit of time in it. Okay. See how that one didn't take very well? I don't think that took very well. See the lines in it? You can see where it's, I don't know if, All right, forget it. Let's just do it again. Let's blue it again. Yeah, it's not taking on part of it. It's blackening. It's getting a little darker though. Yeah, it's getting darker. All right, let that sit. Now let's dry this one off. See what I talk about, no rinsing on these? You just wipe them off and then steel wool them. Supposed to let it set for 60 seconds. And I hope this video is not long. Whew! I can't remember where I'm at, but anyways. It's been a sucky work week, ladies and gentlemen. First day back this week, I had to pull the toilet. Second day back this week, I had to pull 2 toilets. Second day, both of them back to back. Oh, and for you idiots out there that think disposable means flushable, it is not. Oh. I had to run a sewer machine, the big one. When I say a big one, this thing's half the size of me and weighs about 4 times my weight. It's a big machine. God, it's nasty. What people do at work, they don't do at home. These are going to be really nice sockets. All right, let me finish up. You guys can see what I'm doing here, and then I'll finish the rest of them, and then we'll look at them all and see what they look like. Like I said, these are going to sit outside after, well, I'll show that. I'll put some oil on it. Shoot. I can't remember where I'm at in my videos. Sorry, guys. I'll tell you what, hang on a second. Let's just use the brass brush. Doesn't need much, just a light coat brushing. You don't put a lot of pressure down on it. Turns out pretty good. All right, I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to coat these sockets with this 3-in-1 oil. And the only reason I'm doing this is I find that if I just put a little bit of oil on it and then set it outside in the sun, and right now, like I said, the temperature outside is, I don't know, 100, 101, 106, something like that, depending on the heat index or whatever. But actual air temperatures, I don't know, 98, 99. But with the humidity and everything, I just set these in the sun. I was setting them on a hot, like a black plate, a metal plate, but I had to use that plate for something else. So now I got to find another piece of metal just to set them on. I wanted another black piece of metal, but it just gets them hot, and it actually darkens them. The oil dries, evaporates, I guess, and it just seems to darken the metal, which looks pretty good. Okay, coat all these with a 3-in-1 oil. All I'm using is this stuff, this old can. I bought a new can. I don't know if it makes a difference, but that's what I'm doing. And then I'll set them outside and let them set for a day and a half. Depends on what jobs I got to do tomorrow. And if I can get home quick enough, I'll see what they look like. If not, I'll just let them set outside overnight. All right, guys, be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these have been sitting out almost 24 hours, and they're warm. It's 100 degrees outside right now with the heat index 105 or so. There's a little bit, some of these have a little, I want to show you a little bit of slight coating of oil on them. So I'm just wiping them off. And I don't know, I like putting the oil on it. It seems to make them darker, so that's what I do. If you guys try it and don't like it, don't do it. I like putting the oil on it. It seems to makes the finish darker. Anyways, we finished wiping these off, and of course I dropped a couple of them. Look at the dirt on them. And then there's some of that is from the little fibers, or from the brush when I was putting the oil on it. That brush, I'm gonna throw it away. It's kind of getting wore out. All right, be right back and show you what we got. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got all these sockets cleaned up. I got 63 or so, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 13 oddballs. And what I mean by oddballs, 3/8 don't fit. Right? See that? That's a 3/8 Craftsman ratchet, 43,785. Okay? 1/2 inch don't fit. 1/2 inch Craftsman ratchet, 44985, standard ratchet. Doesn't fit. And I don't know it to be true, but I was told when I was a kid, they made sockets and ratchets for the military that were oddball. Supposedly 9/6. That was a story I got. Now that I don't know to be true, but I do know standard ratchets do not fit these. You can't. It's the 3/8 is too small, and a 1/2 inch is too big. So those of you that run across sockets, and I've got almost a whole set, and these are Blackhawks. And I've got almost a set here, a full set. With, I think this is a drag link adjustment. The old drag links, some of the old cars had you could adjust them with a big flat tip screwdriver. Anyways, then I got a bunch, I cleaned up the impacts and blued them, and I got some really nice, I got Apex. I believe this is what, 1/2 inch or 7/16. Not sure, to tell you the truth. Not sure what size that is. I'm gonna have to look it up, but it's Apex. The bluing came out really well. There's a Mac. If you look real closely, you can see parts where the bluing didn't take, and that could be a number of things. That could be from me not cleaning it properly, not taking the wire wheel to it good. Now I do have 2 tools here that I have no idea. They look like they're about 9/16. One of them's threaded and one of them has a locking set screw, like a collar. But look at that. Kind of interesting. No idea what it's for. But other than that, I've got, let's see, DP, this one is Plum. And 7/8, yeah. I've got some good sockets here. Japanese there. This one is Amaloy. Armstrong. That's an old socket right there. But I've got a bunch of good sockets, random. I mean, all of them are, these are impacts, and I want to show you where I screwed up. There's a Williams, there's Snap-on, but this one right here, this one is a Hillsdale. It's an old socket. Company hadn't been around in about 60, 70 years. But this was chrome plated, and I screwed up. This one was rusted really bad. I should have polished this one instead of bluing it. But the coating that's on here will protect it. I mean, it's not to be left in the, it's a 1/2 inch impact, 12 point. I mean, this one is in real good shape. There's no marking or marring. There's no damage. So good socket overall. But I should have chromed it. Or polished it and brought back some of the chrome look to it instead of bluing it. The rest of these, and the S&K just turned out great. The Matco, what is this, 1.25 inch, and this one is 1.25 inch, both 1/2 inch drive, and most of these came out really well. There's a Sparta, Proto, and then I got this 3/4 inch drive here. This is Chinese, 1 5/8. That's the only one that I got Chinese. The rest of them, except for the Japanese. There's a bunch of Craftsman in here. There's Snap-on in here. Speaking of, there's Snap-on 7/8, 1/2 inch or 3/8 drive. Another Snap-on. And I bought all these through the auction, and just good quality. And I probably got, if you figure it up, I got pennies in these. I got 10 cents a piece in these or less. There's an old Bonnie, and that Bonnie is in such good shape. What is that, 3/8? Doesn't say MT10. That might be 10 millimeter. I didn't know back then Bonnie had, I think that is a 10. So that's a plus there. You always need a 10 millimeter. There's an old Husky USA made. You don't see too many of them around. 9.6. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I was just showing you, if you have the time, you can find good sockets. You can make your own set. Those of us that don't care what brand it is, so long as it's a good quality, I have it here. You know, one socket, the Matco right here, paid for all this. That's how I see it. And this Matco right here, the 1.25 inch, has already paid for itself. pulling out element on a hot water heater. So that paid for itself. So if I don't need it again, all the rest of these are free. That's how I see it. And okay, I did spend time cleaning and using a Dremel tool and making them look the way they do. I mean, that's a Craftsman, American-made Craftsman millimeter 12. So to me, it's worth it because I don't waste time watching television shows. I don't waste time. It's either working or cleaning up tools or working, I guess. I work too much. But I love to eat. And ladies and gentlemen, tools for me make me a living. Like I said, this socket right here, I already used it. It paid for itself. You don't realize these tools just sit in my box, and sometimes, like that one socket, I may not use it again for 2 years, but I got it. It's already there, and it's not hurting anything, taking up space in my box. If I have too many, which now I've got an S&K 1.25" here, I'll probably make me another kit and put it together and stick it in my truck. The only thing I don't do on these is normally I don't wax these after I clean them. Normally don't need to, because if I use them, when I'm done using the sockets, I just wipe them off before I put them back in my toolbox. For that matter, all my tools I wipe down before I put them up. Unlike you guys that are slobs, my tools are valuable to me. I cannot put my tools up trashy, wet, dirty, muddy, turds on them. They have to be cleaned. I do not put my tools back in the toolbox dirty. That's just, I was not taught that way. I was taught tools are very valuable. That's how you make a living with your tools. So I clean my tools. My tools either make me money or save me money. So I can't say nothing else. Before we leave, this is going to be a long video, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to show you guys, you can buy this stuff cheap. You may not get a complete set, but if you look long enough, I've got over 3,000 sockets, and it's taken me just over 4 years to get 3,000 sockets. I have at least 10 full sets, all different kinds. Deep well, short, swivel, 6-point, 12-point. And the reason you have to have, or I do, is because every time I touch something, it'll take, the bolt is not the right. It's a 6-point won't fit, it won't go in the angle. You've got to have a special, trust me. It's best to have tools you only use once every 10 years, because at one time it'll save you money. Anyways, this is made in England. Can anybody tell me what MJFINN? It says 1/2 inch, which I'm pretty sure that means 1/2 inch drive. I don't want to take it apart because I'm afraid, I thought it might be a reamer. I don't know what this thing does. Sorry, I'm out of the picture, I was looking at it. I'm afraid to take it apart because if I take it apart, I'm afraid it'll fall apart. I may not know how to put it back together. And I can't find anything online. MJFINN. Mary, Jane, Frank, Ida, Nora. Made in England. I don't know what this thing is, but if somebody can tell me, help me out, I'd appreciate it. I do not know what, and it is a 1/2 inch drive. So, don't know what it's for. I thought it might be some type of reamer, but it doesn't have cutting blades on the inside. They're like rollers. Like I said, I do not want to take this apart because I'm afraid I may not get it back together if I find something, I'll figure it out. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, here you go. I got some tools. Sockets, they're not the, you know, they're not high-end, not a complete set, but I got one Chinese, one English, one Japanese, and then I've got about 13 of them that don't know what size. I think it's 9/16 socket size. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope somebody gets something out of this video. I don't know how it turns. This video is long. I have been filming this over a 3-week period because I've had to work so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of me talking. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching if you stayed this long. Thank you.